I'm Matt with Etrailer, and today we're going to be talking about our Rhino Rack Roof Rack system on top of our 2022 Ram 1500. Now this is going to be a great option for you if you're running out of space in the bed of your truck, or if you want to use this in conjunction with a ladder rack. Maybe you have some really long ladders or kayaks and you need that extra support. This is going to be the fit for you. This system is going to be comprised of 3 parts. That first part is going to be our 59-inch crossbars. We're going to have this weather strip at the top of it, and that's going to protect your T-channel from any debris, and it's also going to help reduce that wind noise too. We're going to have this end cap, and it's going to have this anti-theft device at the very end, so no one can come by and take these towers off. And speaking about taking your towers off or your crossbars off, we also have this lock cord built into your tower. So that's going to be additional security for your crossbars. And at the very bottom, we're going to have the fit kit that attaches to your roof. It's nice that we have this rubber piece at the bottom because that's going to prevent any scratching from occurring. Now we can get some measurements on how it's going to sit up here. So the first measurement I'm going to get is going to be a crossbar spread, since this is a fixed mounting position for it. And that's going to be slightly under 25 inches. So that's not a crazy wide crossbar spread, so make sure your accessories will accommodate that. Next up, I'm going to get our distance between our roof and crossbar, and that's going to be 3.5 inches. So if you have any clamp-on accessories, they should fit under here. Now if you have anything with taller bindings, make sure you have something to accommodate that too. And for the overall height it's going to add, we're going to have about 4.25 inches. So what I recommend doing is taking the total height of your car plus the crossbars, and if you have any accessories on top of that, add that too so you know what areas you can make it under. We're also going to have a little bit of overhang. It's nothing crazy. You're not going to hit your head on it because it's pretty close. You might be able to get some accessories at the very end of here. If you have any smaller ski carriers, I think they'll fit great right here, especially if they have those thinner straps. And that's going to be great because you don't want to reach really far into your vehicle to grab those accessories. So something I do like about this fit today is the way these bases are designed. So as you can see, they're not flat, they actually have a rise to them. And that's designed to accommodate this curvature we have on our roof so your crossbars sit level. And finally, what you'll be able to put up here is you're going to be able to put up to 165 pounds. Now just make sure your roof can handle that. You can find that in your owner's manual and then go from the lowest component. You're also going to be able to put on clamp-on accessories and T-track accessories too. Overall, I think this is going to be a great fit today because how level those crossbars do sit thanks to those bases and fit kits. It's also going to be great if you run out of space in your bed, like I said earlier, or you want to use it with your ladder rack so things sit more even up top. It's going to be great for that too. As far as the installation, it was pretty straightforward, but if you need a hand with it, just stay tuned and we'll help you with it. To start off the installation, we're just going to lay everything out. So we're going to have our crossbars in the front, and then the towers along with their end caps too. You have a key that goes with it, so you can lock and unlock them. Then we're going to have our clamps and bases for a fit kit. And then you'll have some included tools, an Allen key, a tool to take off the end caps of your crossbar, and this other Allen key that's going to have this torque device at the very end of it. And what I recommend is just grabbing a tape measure to make this a lot easier. We're going to move over to our crossbar and grab that end cap remover. Just go to the end of it, twist it, and you can remove your end cap. Then we're going to flip over the crossbar. You'll be able to tell because we have this channel that's revealed now. And I want to grab one of our towers and put it on just by lining up this metal block with this channel. Now in some cases, that block might be on there too tight. And if it is, what you can do is grab your included Allen key and just loosen it up a bit. And now you should be able to slide it right on. And once you have this side complete, I just recommend tightening it just slightly so it's not going to be sliding all over the place. And then you can repeat the same process on the other side. Now we're going to get the distance from one tower to the other tower. And what I like to do before I get that measurement is to make sure each tower is the same distance away from the end of your crossbar, and just make sure they both match. After when they both match, then we can get that measurement. You can find that measurement in your instructions and just go from the inside of the tower to the other inside of the tower and make sure that measurement matches what your instructions have. Now we're going to start putting together our base, and we want to make sure we grab our M281. That's going to go on the front left of your vehicle. And we want to make sure when we grab this base part that will attach to your tower, that's going to face this direction. You want to make sure that fatter side is on the left side of where the arrow is facing. And you're just going to press down on this so it locks into place. You might have to maneuver it just a little bit. And when everything's locked on, then we can just line up these two channels with this metal rod until it clicks into place. Then we repeat that process on the other side. We're going to take our crossbar now and put it on top of our roof. Now, make sure that that fatter side of the fit kit is facing forward. And when it looks like that, we're just going to roughly place it up here and make our adjustments afterwards. Now we're going to reference our instructions to see where this is going to sit up here. And I'm going to get that measurement, make sure I adjust for that. And once I've adjusted for that, I'm going to see how it's sitting. If you notice, we're not making contact with this groove. So I know I'm going to have to extend my towers. And another thing is you want to make sure that you have this groove underneath this base. And the way this should fit is it should grab around this ridge up here. If yours isn't grabbing around that ridge, you'll probably have to flip this rubber base around. But what we're going to do is change the distance of our towers. Now that we've made our adjustments, our towers are going to sit 48.5 inches from each other, but that's on our specific vehicle. But now that we got that out of the way, we can go on to the next step, and that's going to be putting our clamps on. So after when you've tightened these towers the rest of the way down, you're going to remove this bolt at the very end, and with this out, we're going to open our door and take out our clamp. The way we want to put this on is line it up like so. We're going to grab our bolt, push it through here, and thread it back in where we took it out of. Once you've started threading it, you can let this drop, and we can start tightening this down. We want to tighten this down until it's making contact with our gutter. And then we'll go to the other side and do the same thing. And when it's making contact on both sides, then you can tighten it down the rest of the way with your included tool. And the way you'll notice tightened all the way is when you're turning it and this rubber piece at the back is becoming completely straight. And if it is, then you can stop and close your door. And now we can start putting our end caps back on. And when you put on the tower's end cap, just make sure you lock it in place too with the included key. And when you get all the end caps back on, give it a good shake test. Make sure everything's feeling nice and tight. And if it is, then you can load it up with whatever accessories you have and take it on the road. But if you liked everything you saw today, that's just a look at the Rhino Rack Roof Rack system on top of our 2022 Ram 1500.